Door 6.
Hello. Hi. I'm trying to obtain a records request, and I have a question. Is Maria Leslie?
A records request? Let me ask. I don't think she's here, or she might have already left for the day.
Okay.
But record request? Let me ask Grant. Give me one second.
I'm curious to know how I have a question to ask regarding the budget cuts from the state, how it's impacting the Cultural Affairs Department.
Okay. Let me see.
There's a specific project that I'm trying to find out about.
Okay. Let me see if I can find any information for you.
Thanks very much. Hello. No, gentleman just came out. He's gonna come back and I have a records request.
Okay.
Thank you.
back with you.
Thanks very much.
Oh, okay, okay.
Enjoy dinner, everything?
Oh, thank you.
Are you coming tomorrow?
Yes, I'll be here tomorrow.
We have someone, his name is Graham.
Graham,
He's gonna
okay.
come out right here and help you with that.
Thanks very much. Appreciate it. Have a good day.
You too.
Good afternoon, how can I help you?
Hi.
Graham Winnick.
Hi, Graham. Maxwell.
Hey, I know who you are. Good to see you back.
What is the update with the budget question?
I'm watching a committee meeting as we speak, coming from Tallahassee.
It's insane what's going on.
Of course.
It's gonna be a trickle down effect. We're curious to know how does that, or does it affect the Playhouse?
That has nothing to do with the Playhouse. The budget cuts at the state are about the arts and culture funding for the Division of Arts and Culture, the Department of State's Division of Arts and Culture grants in particular. They do have some facility requests, but the Playhouse is fully funded and has nothing to do with it. The state funds are
Because
all.
that's the GOB funds which were already.
Correct. Those are all, and those are local anyway, not state. The state's contribution, of course, is the land and the facility itself in terms of funds.
Okay, so
I can tell you where we are currently in terms of the state, but it's not related to that.
okay, but the numbers have shifted. I think it's been 20 years since we voted on it. 2004.
2004.
And the GOB funds we voted on. So how has the inflation affected the cost of the project?
I would have to get back to you on the specifics. I know we're updating our frequently asked questions, and I know that's been, I think that's been a question that's been updated, so
Okay.
I would have to get back to you on that one.
Okay, and is there a way, what is the latest with the court stuff? You can't talk about it.
No, I mean, at this point, all of that is, at this point, it's, so as you know, the issue in the latter stages was not even with the city of Miami. Now the city of Miami is fully in cooperation with the county and working towards what is needed to be done. The latest rounds of litigation over the last, let's call it 18 months or so, were with those nearby residents. Those have all been thrown out by various stages of appellate courts. So we're proceeding as is. The only appeal at this point would be theoretically to the Supreme Court, but nothing's been happening at that point.
So regarding the city of Miami's the regulatory board, the Historic Preservation Board, they did not give their approval. So don't they?
So those approvals that were made, and then were all those issues that came about,
Right.
and a member gave to a veto, and then the veto was deemed quasi-judicial and overturned.
But what was the reason that the county objected to the ruling of the board?
Because they well, I don't want to get too into the weeds, but it was less about the ruling of the HEP board. The HEP board had made an official ruling and then tried to reverse a ruling based on certain pretenses, and certain changes, of course, and then that was thrown out by the City of Miami Commission. And ultimately, the vote of the City of Miami Commission to uphold the original ruling is now what is in place moving forward. And the veto tried to change that.
But I've been speaking with someone on the board. She said it still is required to come back with a certificate of appropriateness.
Well,
they're the ones that's the issue.
I can tell you that what is current for what is the stage that we are in, there's no requirement to come back. With the final construction, that will eventually have to come back, but that will be at a later date. That's the expectation, but I don't even want to commit to that because I'm not an architect.
So they can't move forward with the demolition until they get board approval.
I don't want to, I cannot tell you that that's correct, because I can tell you that at this point they're working towards that right now. I'm like, demolition is not the word that obviously we're utilizing, but there's a phase 1 process, and there's been a full procurement process and solicitation of bids, and the general contractor has now been given a notice to proceed effectively. So that is all taking place.
Proceed with
Phase 1 of the process.
the demolition.
Phase 1 of the process.
Well, but because there was a demolition permit that was issued.
So what's interesting is, again, this is weeds, right? A lot of the issues that some of those residents were objecting to was what they call the demolition waiver, which is strictly about protecting the trees on the site. And the courts in fact ruled that this was the inappropriate vehicle by which to make this objection.
One other dimension.
And by the way, I'm not a legal expert. I want to make it very clear that these are questions that are best handled by our county attorney.
But the issue of it really came down to this, but all of the other things, specifically the designation report, county indicated that it was only the facade that's in the designation report.
I can't get into the specifics of that, and I think for that you should speak to Eddie Kirtley, who's our county attorney on the project.
And he'll respond to emails?
Well, he's obligated to, because we are under sunshine. But he is the one who has expert knowledge of those specific issues.
He takes calls or
Oh yeah, he's a terrific guy.
emails from the public? Okay. And then, so what are the current the cost of the project? What is it?
I don't have those numbers in front of me.
Can I email you request it?
You're always welcome to, yes.
Okay. All right, pleasure to meet you. Thank you.
Yeah, we've been communicating for years.
I know.
It's good to finally see you in person.
Well, he said Graham, I said, well, there's only one Graham, but I didn't know.
That's right.
But I thought for some reason you worked with more with you.
I don't, I just, I stayed in the holidays.
Is she still there?
Sue left many years ago. So I initially took over her position, and the chief administrator, but now I'm in a different role.
I got the quarter with her. I got that fine press up.
Yeah. Terrific, that's a terrific program, yeah. We invite you to please apply. We have workshops throughout the community.
But-
And don't feel like there's any, bad blood, you're a terrific member of our community, and we want you to apply for these.
I was grateful.
At the end of the day, I'll say this to you, let me just take off my county government hat. I think we all agree, we wanna make sure that this facility is lost to history. I remember the days, I can tell you personally, when Mark Sarnoff went to just tear the whole thing down. And I think that we may not agree on everything, but we all agree on different things.
Special.
That's really the most important. And we're all in favor. So, I know there's some objections, but please understand.
Whatever happens, there'll be something good. So.
So I went back to Florence yesterday, I took my family to see Waitress, it was terrific. And that's a theater that's 400 seat theater. It was like rainy and old tree, you could say it was brilliant, it was 3/4 full. And I think that is the model, that's as good to try to see.
How many seats they have?
400.
400.
So the expectations of the 1,000-seat theater in this market is very, very different. That's the reality.
But with all the migration since the pandemic, it's like all these
The
new
economic model doesn't make, you're still competing, at that point you'd be competing with the Live Nations of the world for that larger venue, and the Arch centers, and the Broward centers, that's really what you're competing with. Anyway, that's just my opinion.
Okay. Without the cap. My pleasure. Thank you.
Good to meet you. in person. Take care.
Take care, Graham.
Ground floor, car pay. floor, card paid.